All right, so new town, fresh start maybe, thinking about a move.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Gotta find a church. Right. Makes sense. Feel like home.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're gonna look at Beaver Street Baptist Church.
Oh, okay.
Online, at least. Their website
Right.
will be your scouts checking things out, especially those staff bios.
Sounds good.
See if it might, be a good fit for you.
Be your kind of place.
Yeah.
It's like peeking in the window, right? Before you go to the party.
Exactly.
Getting the first impression.
That's first impression, yeah.
Trying to feel the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And right away, they're like, everybody is somebody.
Okay.
Welcoming. Right. Sounds good.
Sure.
But is it just like a slogan?
Right.
Or do they really mean it?
Yeah. Is it just for show? That's the question.
That's the question.
And that's where reading between the lines becomes an art.
Oh, yeah.
Because websites, remember,
Oh, for sure.
they're carefully crafted.
True.
Presentations.
So, what else? They're focused on family programs for all ages,
Oh,
toddlers to seniors, the whole bit. Pretty standard.
yeah. Sounds pretty normal so far.
But then eternal truths, believing in Jesus for forgievess.
Right.
This signals,
Yeah.
I like a traditional theology.
Yeah. Which
Come on,
might be what you want. Or
Yeah.
maybe you want something a little more,
No,
I don't know,
yeah.
progressive.
It's about the match, right?
Yeah. It's about finding the right match for you.
All right, so we get the message, the overall vibe. Let's meet the pastor, this Dr. Mike Shaw. And right away, there's something interesting.
Okay.
This was his wife's childhood church.
Oh, wow.
They even got married there.
Talk about coming full circle.
Yeah, coming full circle, right?
That's a pretty strong connection.
It is. Sometimes pastors, they move around every few years.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But this feels like a real commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. To the community.
Mm-hmm.
And get this. Before preaching, he was building bridges.
Oh.
Literally. He was an engineer.
Whoa.
Not your typical path, is it?
An engineer turned pastor.
I know, right?
That's fascinating. Engineering's all about, well, solving problems, right?
Uh-huh.
Logic and structure. I wonder if that comes through in his sermons.
Oh, interesting.
Breaking it all down,
Yeah.
complex theology. Making it clear for everyone, even if you're not a, Bible scholar.
Oh, I like that. Like he's building a bridge between faith and reason.
Yes, exactly.
Those eternal truths accessible for everyone.
Could be a real draw,
Yeah.
if you want something thoughtful, intellectually stimulating, head and heart.
And his experience, it's not just one type of church either. He's been all over small towns like Marietta and Manford, bigger cities like Norman, Lawton.
Okay.
Even taught at a university.
Wow. So he's comfortable anywhere.
Right. Small town to a lecture hall. Probably seen a lot of different, I don't know, perspectives, beliefs.
For sure.
Could make him a really open-minded leader.
Yeah. And empathetic.
Yeah, empathetic.
And what else?
Did I mention doctorate? Dr. Shaw.
Ugh.
Clearly values learning, digging deep. Shows in his life, verse 2, Ezra 7.10.
What's that about?
Studying the Bible, practicing it, teaching it.
So it's not just like
Just a blind
faith. He wants people to understand, to really...
And to engage on an intellectual way.
That probably interests you.
Knowing you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Values spiritual growth, but also intellectual curiosity. A place where questions are encouraged.
Exactly. And just to, keep things grounded, he's a sports fan. Notre Dame, OSU, the Dodgers.
Go.
And a golfer. So not some out-of-touch figure preaching from on high.
I love those little details.
Right.
They humanize him, make him relatable.
They do.
Like you could grab a coffee with this guy.
Yeah.
Chat about the game, maybe hit the links.
Totally.
Makes you wonder, does the church have a softball team?
Ooh.
Or a golf league? Good way to build community.
All right, so we've got the engineer turned pastor, loves learning, down to earth. Now let's meet his right-hand man, Associate Pastor Steve Smith. And his story is just as interesting.
Oh, okay. First thing, over 30 years in ministry.
Wow.
That's a lot of experience.
This guy's seen it all, right? Potlucks, baptisms.
Yeah.
Those awkward youth group lock-ins, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But what really got me was his conversion story. As a kid, he mentions being hesitant to, walk the aisle.
A little vulnerability there.
Yeah. Makes you think, what was going on in his head?
Right, as a kid.
Nerves, doubt, maybe even a little teenage rebellion.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that to dedicate his life to ministry?
Yeah, good question.
It reminds you, faith journeys,
Mm-hmm.
they're not always
Not straight lines.
straight lines, no. Twists and turns, uncertainty makes him relatable.
It does. It does.
He's not this perfect figure, you know?
Yeah.
He's been there, wrestled with those questions.
Makes you want to hear more, you know?
I know, right? How those experiences shaped him.
Yeah, how he approaches ministry now.
Okay, here's where it gets interesting. His education, it's business A&D religious education,
Oh, wow.
not what you typically see.
Not the usual combo.
No. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
You know, one of the biggest things for churches
Mm-hmm.
is bridging that gap between generations.
Oh, yeah.
Having someone like Steve comfortable with youth groups, but also leading adults,
Mhm.
that could be huge.
Yeah.
He could be that bridge builder,
Oh, I like that.
creating a real intergenerational community.
And maybe those business skills, they're helpful too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Managing finances, events.
All that practical stuff.
Yeah, like running a business in a way.
It is.
Speaking of running things, Steve's done it all. At the church,
Okay.
he says, cleaning toilets, changing diapers, to leading youth and adults. No task too small.
That's great.
Right?
Says a lot about him.
It does.
Not afraid to get his hands dirty.
Serve alongside others.
Not about hierarchy. You know, it's about doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, for the community.
Exactly.
And it's a value he seems to share with his wife, Trina.
Oh.
She's a special ed teacher.
Wow. So there's that thread of service again.
There it is, woven into their lives.
It's like a beautiful tapestry. You know,
It is.
both Mike and Steve, their wives too,
Mm-hmm.
dedicated to serving.
Yeah, teaching, ministry, just lending a hand.
Makes you wonder, does that same spirit, you know, permeate the whole church?
That's the kind of place you want to be a part of.
Absolutely. It's not just about Sunday service.
You know.
It's being part of something bigger.
Mm-hmm. Supports you, challenges you.
Inspires you to grow.
And maybe even bursts into song together.
Oh.
Steve loves the best of the old and best of the new when it comes to music.
No, that's interesting. What does that even mean at a church, right?
I know, right?
Hymns mixed with contemporary,
Mm-hmm.
some gospel thrown in, maybe a little rock and roll.
Ooh, a church rock band.
That'd be something.
That would be something.
It all depends on your definition of best, I guess.
It does. It does. But, okay, bigger picture for a second. We've got this fascinating duo,
Yeah,
the scholarly pastor, engineering background,
right.
and the seasoned associate pastor, business savvy, heart for service.
The good mix.
What does this tell us about the church as a whole? Could you see yourself fitting in?
Yeah, it's like they've got it all, you know.
Brains and heart, both.
That balance, yeah. Intellectual, but also compassionate.
Mm-hmm. Could be a real draw for some folks looking for that.
Oh, yeah. Engages the mind and the spirit, right.
And don't forget that family feel, you know, Mike's connection going way back.
Yeah.
Steve and Trina's kids involved too.
Right, like it's just woven in.
It is into their lives. Faith is.
Makes you think, though, does that extend to newcomers, too?
Ooh, good point.
Like, if you're just starting out,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
background, maybe?
That's the question, isn't it? Church can look great online,
Oh, yeah.
but it's that spirit, you know, the community feel that matters.
And you can only really get that by being there.
Right. Attending a service.
Meeting people, seeing what the atmosphere is like.
Sometimes you just know, you know, when it feels right,
Yeah.
like coming home after a long trip.
Even if this one isn't the perfect fit,
Mhm.
we've given you kind of a framework
Yeah,
for looking at Aining Church.
that's true.
What are their stories? What's important to them?
It's like a decoder ring
Yeah.
for church websites. You pass the slogans, the
That's
photos.
at the heart of it.
Exactly. The heart and soul.
But at the end of the day, you know,
Yeah.
it's a personal choice.
Very personal. Where you worship.
You got to find that community that resonates,
That fits your values. Yeah.
nourishes your spirit, helps you
Mhm.
live, I don't know, life of purpose.
So whether it's Beaver Street
Mm-hmm.
or somewhere else entirely,
Yeah.
hope this gave you some things to think about, sparked some curiosity.
Maybe even pointed you in the right direction.
Yeah. Finding your new spiritual home.
Because it's not just about a church, right? It's about the people
The people.
who
Yeah.
challenge you, support you, walk alongside you on this crazy journey called life.
Beautifully said. And on that note, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking those connections that make life truly meaningful.